Today is the 24th day of March 2020, and it has been definitely a mad month. March coming with a storm and leave with a storm. I've been visibly quiet, just taking in and observing. And I don't watch the Prime Minister from he sat down at the table with me in Jack Albury's house. I know this guy is not a guy of truth, no integrity. He knows what I'm talking about. So when he comes off on the TV, I just shut it off. But we had a national address last evening. And if you have a national address in America, all stations is tuning to the leader. I noticed that we have just four or five television stations in this country. That ain't much. Very few television station in the country, and they were not all tuned into the Prime Minister. I don't know if he has a problem with Jones Communications, the only Christian broadcasting station in the country. There was nothing on there. All the radio station, there's a small country, all the radio station should have been listening to. You got to remember, in Abaco, I was in Abaco for 1 month. 1 month, I never saw one television, not one radio, not one newspaper. 1 month. There is no such thing as news except you listen to WCAY, and they're trying to shut me down. So how does the normal people in Abaco knows about what's going on? Abaco is another tsunami. The Prime Minister just dropped a bomb again on Abaco. And it don't take much sense to be common and make it common sense. The Prime Minister ought to, according to Kai, give us some notice that he was going to shut Abaco and the country down. You don't just drop a bomb. This got to be thought of. Not when the Prime Minister wake up in the morning and decide to be God, Lord Almighty. What happens to those people that in Sandy Point to Crown Haven that have to drive 120 miles, 60 in and 60 out to get goods? What if they were at their last corn meal? Are they supposed to be starved to death until the Prime Minister says, okay? There ought to be some notice. In Abaco, I noticed this morning Simmons got my boys them locked up. That is unfair. That is why I speak for people like that can't speak for themselves. If Robert Simmons was doing his job, right down by AB Apostolic Church, there is 500 people. They all cannot live in the church. They're outside the church. They're gambling. There's prostitution. There's drinking. There's everything at that church. But you're going to go out the zone where the Bahamian people gather. Many of them, like me, don't know that there is a curfew. We understand that negligence of the law is no excuse. But did you ask the question, did you all know there was a curfew? Did you go down where the Haitians are in Crocker Drive at AB Apostolic Church that they commanded and took over? Did you ask them, did they know that there's a curfew? Should they be outside there? Right now today, it's like the curfew haven't been extended in Abaco because everybody is walking all over to the grocery store. There's no car. The gas stations all lined up. So how many people are you going to locked up? Or is only a select few? That is why the Haitian community is striving so far ahead of us in Abaco, because our people, our law enforcement seems to target Bahamians, and non-Bahamians got a pass. And I see this in what happened last night. The same law that the Bahamians broke, the Haitian is breaking that also last night. How many of them? You could go down there by AB Apostolic Church and lock up 100. Did you lock up one? Do they know about the law? How are we going to get goods? We're already in a crisis in Abaco. We don't have electricity. We don't have water. Now we can't get food on a timely basis. It ought to be that, look here, we're going to give you 24 hours to get your house in order. Don't just drop a bomb on Abaco, bam. If you got it, you don't got it. You die of hunger, thirst. Because today is the day that I am shut you down. That's unacceptable for any rational thinking country and prime minister. You have to remember, Abaco went through a hurricane. There has to be a way of letting Abaconians know. Again, I was there a month. I might have been locked up too if I didn't see something on social media. How many Abaconians had a television last night to listen to the Prime Minister's address? How many people even listened to said this? Radio. How many people in Abaco could get radio to know of what's going on? That's unacceptable. That we are still going through a storm because of this unwise Prime Minister. We are still, us a few days ago, having people come in and not being screened. Are you screening the foreigners that come in? No. So this disease for Abaco gonna have to get another trailer. They don't know what to do with the dead bodies now. God forbid that this virus take over in Abaco. But you have to make sure that people know of what ought to have happened before you go locking them down and putting their faces out there like some common criminals. And we have already went through a storm. And again, we're going through a storm. Kai case on the 24th day of March, it's getting crazy.